Most times, or the society make us believe that self-love is a crime, self-care is selfishness, but that is not true. Self-love is you knowing what God has put into you, knowing your capabilities, knowing what you can do. Self-care is when you begin to carry out such action to show that you are capable of achieving the purpose God has created you to achieve. On this now, welcome you to today's topic. And today's topic is 5 signs you don't know your worth. One, you don't know your worth. That's why you keep listening to people and measuring yourself according to their standard. If you know your worth, you know what God has put into you, you will not measure yourself according to what your neighbor tells you you are, according to the name that your neighbor calls you, according to the worth the society has placed on you. When you seek for people approval, it shows that you don't know your purpose on earth, and everybody on earth have a purpose. Secondly, if you tolerate toxic relationship, you tolerate toxic disrespect, you don't know your worth, because people will come and abuse you. People will come and call you names. But because you don't know your worth, you will take yourself to be that person the other person has given that name to. But if you know that God has a unique has given you a unique ability to excel in such a toxic world, you will not mind the name that your neighbor has given to you. You will not mind the name that the society has called you. You will want to stay put and stay on the road of achieving that purpose which God has put you to achieve on earth. Every one of us on earth have our unique purpose, have why God has brought us here to achieve that purpose. So should not look at number Mr. A or Mr. or Mrs. A or Miss A to want to achieve yours. You might be in your harvest season, I might be in my own planting season. That does not mean I will not get to my harvest season. So don't accept toxic relationship and disrespect as a standard. Know that you are created in the image of God. Thirdly, you constantly compare yourself to others. If you constantly or compare yourself to others, somebody is doing pure water, you said, oh, this person is better than me because he's doing pure water. This person is better than me because he's a graduate. This person is better than me. Who tells you that it is only graduates that are wealthy? Who tells you that it is graduates that achieve their purpose on earth? How many graduates, if you look at it, are billionaires today? How many graduates have achieved financial independence, if you look at it? So, being a graduate or not being a graduate has nothing to do with you achieving your purpose on earth. So, you must know that you have the ability. It doesn't matter the family you come from. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter if you went to school or not. You to achieve your purpose on earth. And number four, you believe your past defines your future. If you believe your past defines your future, you don't know your worth. Because if you have a little beginning, which the Bible, I'm a Christian, says that your little beginning does not matter. If you believe that your little beginning does not matter, what matters is your end. You will not be disturbed by your little beginning. And come to think of it, everything God has created starts little. Everything God has put on earth starts little. Look at the seed that wants to become an iroko tree. It starts little. It's planted, it dies and grow and becomes an iroko tree. Look at the human, our own the creation of God. How do we start? It's between a man and a woman as a sperm, and before you know, it becomes a human being. So everything God has created starts little. None of them starts from the top to the bottom. Rather, I start from the bottom to the top. It is only a dead person that is lowered from the top to the bottom. So you must know that you carry a unique purpose, and that your purpose is not defined by the society, it is defined by God. So, and finally, which is the fifth point, you must also know that you are made in the image of God. You are made in the image of God. So therefore, you must what? You must settle for a bigger picture. Let me put it rightly. You settle for less than God's prepare for your life. That's why you don't know your worth. You should have a big dream. If you want to go to Lagos, of course, you plan getting to Accra, Ghana. Because after Lagos, you get to Cotonou and you extend to Togo and Ghana. You must plan your life like that. You ask me, is it that simple? Yes, it is that simple, but it's going to be a process. Everything, like I said, God made is a process. So you must understand that life itself is a process. So for you to achieve your worth, for you to achieve your purpose, for you to know your worth and maintain your worth, you must not fall into this five trap. And finally, we on HOHA will tell you that people who don't know their worth often trade diamond for approval, purpose for comfort, and peace for acceptance. But when you understand your value, you stop begging for a seat at the table where you are not respected. You begin to walk with confidence, not because you think you are better than others, but because you know who you are. Thank you for listening to me this far. See you in my next video. God bless you.